Hi everyone, it's Miss Elisha again. I hope you found my last video on visual text comprehension helpful. Today, we are going to be talking about listening comprehension. If you have been enjoying our content, do like and subscribe to our channel. I will be sharing 3 tips on how best to tackle this component, and I hope it will help you score the best you can for this component. My first tip is to listen out for key points. It is impossible for everyone to remember what someone else has said word for word. Don't believe me? Try memorizing what I've said for the last 1 minute. I think you'll struggle with it. Instead, what we do in conversation is to pick out the key points. Once we have identified the key points, we put it all back together in our heads and respond to our conversation partner accordingly. Let's look at the following conversation example. What are the key points of this conversation? Notice that the key points include place indicators, time indicators, as well as nouns. Of course, there could be many more key points. However, in general, you should take note of a few. You should take note of any noun, places, time, direction, and instruction, opinion, or facts. Getting the general idea of where the conversation is going and pinning the relevant facts to the correct person will help you to answer the questions better. My second tip to you is to make sure that you read the questions beforehand. The wonderful thing about listening comprehension is that you get a heads up on what's important in the conversation before you even hear it. Imagine if your teachers told you beforehand exactly what to listen out for during their 15-minute monologue in class. Wouldn't that be the biggest cheat ever? That is the exact advantage you get when you learn to look out for what the questions are asking and listen to the conversation after. One thing to pay particular attention to is the question words. For example, who indicates that you should look out for a person. When indicates you should look out for a time. Where indicates a place, and why indicates a reason. And lastly, how indicates that you should be looking out for an instruction. Take note that a what question can be tricky. They could be asking for an object, for example, what is near the door? Or they could be asking for an action, for example, what are you doing? Of course, you should also pay attention to the other keywords in the question. For example, when the question asks, who threw my vinyl collection out of the window? You pay attention to both the question word who as well as the key phrase vinyl collection out of the window. When you're absolutely clear on what to look out for, you are essentially navigating the listening comprehension with a map in hand. This will help you know exactly when to look out for what. Finally, what if you get stuck at one question and have no idea how to answer it? My tip to remedy that is to move on. Do not ignore the rest of the conversation in favor of answering just one question. Just like how you would fill in the gaps yourself by making guesses and inferences during a conversation, do the exact same thing during listening comprehension. When you ignore everything else just to answer one question, you essentially lose track of the entire conversation and what else is being said. In this situation, you will be sacrificing all of the other questions just to grasp at straws for one question. Not a wise strategy. Also, realize that the listening comprehension passage will be read twice. Thus, if you're really unsure of one question, simply wait for the second reading to identify the correct answer to it. In this situation, the saying keep calm and carry on is certainly apt. That brings me to the end of my 3 tips that will help you score points for your listening comprehension. Before I end this video, I would like to leave you with one final revision tip that you can use during your free time to prepare for your listening comprehension exams. Speak more to your parents. I know that many kids these days are used to passively consuming content on their digital devices. While having information at your fingertips is indeed a wonderful thing, listening comprehension essentially tests your ability to follow a conversation. Thus, it should come as no surprise that conversing more with the people around you will allow you to follow conversations better and score better for your listening comprehension. There is now one more reason to talk and chatter to your heart's content. I hope this video has been helpful. Have fun as you learn!